there, and welcome to my dining room table. Today I want to show you a really easy, quick, fun way to do a gift bag, and I'm going to just show you start to finish what to do, and it uses a brown paper sack, so it couldn't be easier. So this is what it basically looks like, and that can be your finished product if you want, but if you want to, you can get a little fancier and add a name to it, a little name banner taggy. And that would go up underneath here. Oops, that's stapled. There we go. There it is. All ready to give. Now these you can sit around the table and have them actually act as name cards, or it can just be a way you personalize it, like if you're giving several gifts at a gathering or some kind of a fun event, then you've got everybody with their own name on it. Now this is the size that I used. There's all sorts of sizes, as you know, of brown paper bags, but you can also use a tinier one. And then just use a different size doily, cut your paper down, just whatever you want. So whatever size paper bag you have, and especially you want it to fit your gift. So if you need bigger, well, they make them bigger, as you know. So let's go ahead and I'll show you what we do here. First of all, you're going to want to measure the size, the width of your bag, and then get a piece of designer paper, which these are 1/4 of a whole 12 by 12 sheet of designer paper. So that is obviously going to be 6 inches wide, and this just happens to be 6 inches wide. But I like to have that, that looks cute just like that, you know, going from this piece being as wide as the sack. But I also like to have a little bit of the bag showing on each side of it. Okay, so I just trimmed that paper, 6 by 6 down. I just trimmed it to be about 5 1/4 inches wide, and that way I had a little bit of a margin. Okay, now I'm going to take my doily that has a little crease in it. I think a 1/2 inch is a good amount. This 1/4 inch isn't really working super well. It works, but it's just easier to have about a 1/2 inch fold so it goes to the back easily. And then I have a 2 1/2 inch circle. It can be 3 inch circle, just whatever you've got on hand. A little bit of the doily white is going to show around that, but it still would be cute even if it was bigger or even a little bit smaller. So as for the clothespins, any size will work. I have some really tiny ones here, so I'm going to take off my small one and go to my super tiny one, and that looks cute. But you know, you can also go to a regular size clothespin that you would use for laundry if you used clothespins for laundry, and that looks cute. Okay, so if I were doing that, that size, I might like put this across here. But what this is designed to do for me anyway is I'm going to put my name thing, which I'll tell you more about in a minute. I would put that underneath there. I hope everything's looking good. So I've got a little banner, and I'm going to show you how to do both this and this. All right. So that's the basic idea. And I'm going to go back to my medium one just because I like that. In fact, I got a different one now. All right, so first of all, your gift is inside there already so that you can work with it. If it's not, first of all, you don't want to have your thing all put together, especially if you end up stapling or gluing anything, and then have to take it all apart and get your gift in there. So get your gift in there, that way it's going to stand up, and then you'll be ready to put the whole thing together. So as you can see, I've got all sorts of papers here. Any paper is going to work. And I'm going to just go ahead and show you. I'm going to take off that 3/4 of an inch and show you how to get that little banner thingy at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is fold this, come on over here. I'm going to fold this in half and just go up about 1.5 inches or so. Okay, this is not an exact science. That dip can be deeper and it can be not as deep, and it still looks great. So take my scissors, and I'm going to go from the points, and I have the points perfectly together. Can you see this? Maybe let's go over here so we've got a better background. I'm going to go from the points in. So I'm just going to go straight up. Whoops. And that is it. So that's my banner. And then same thing on this, the little name strip, the tag. Although this one, it's too small really to bend it in half, so I have a little bit different way of doing that. I'm going to go from that point up to where I want it. Okay, and now I'm going to take, I have to go at least halfway for this to work. I'm going to take this and fold that point there over to that point there and make a nice tight crease. Easier to cut if it's nice and tight. Now I'm over here, hope you can still see that that's my point to point, and I'm going to take this corner and go up to match that one, and the whole thing just cuts right out. So there we go. So now I know it's perfect, and you know what, even if it wasn't perfect, it really still looks absolutely darling. So that one's done, and you might want to just kind of press everything down because the cutting sort of ruffles everything up. All right, so I did these on a graphic program on the computer. This is called Brush Script. The font is called Brush Script, but not everybody has, you know, they don't have that skill. It's just not something they're interested in. So you can actually take one and do, if you have even just semi-decent handwriting, this will work just fine. So make sure I got the right pen here. Yep. So I'm going to do, let's see, I'll do my videographer. So just printing. So just some slightly fancy printing, or I can even do just handwriting, just regular old penmanship. So just make sure it's big. There we go. Okay. So then that way you've got your names, and these are all ready to go for some gals that I'm having over tomorrow, and I'm going to let them make their own bags, and then I have a gift that I'll be giving each of them, so they're going to be making their own gift bag to go in their, the gift will go into their gift bag. All right, so then I also want to show you one more idea is if you have, let's just say these are you just have big doilies. You can also use a big doily, but you can either go off the side, or you can just cut it off and have it go like that. So just not have the whole thing there, and that looks darling as well. One last little detail is if you want to add a little flower. I get these at Michael's by the bunches, and what I do is I take one out. So like I'm going to take out this purple one here to show you what I do. Okay, so I'm going to take one of these flowers, and what I like to do with them is get a pencil, and I will start winding it kind of big up at the top, but then I get down to the pencil point. Can you see what I'm doing there? It's nothing fancy for sure, and if I want it tighter, then I just keep pulling it down closer to the bottom. Pull it out, and I've got a fun little twirly end on it. So then what I would do is just slip it right underneath. So there you go. You've got a fun little gift bag, and in pretty quick time. I just showed you lots of options, but you'll have it done within 5 minutes if you have all the items that you need to make it. So thanks for watching.